Cobra Kai continues the great legacy of the Karate Kid by giving a new pop culture dimension to the story. The last 4 seasons of Cobra Kai were instantly a big hit, and fans were drooling over how good the story was. It is about time to return, as everyone is waiting for the next season, but there is something that almost ruined the release of the new Cobra Kai. The first 3 Cobra Kai seasons were released on YouTube, and they had the greatest views. Until YouTube changed its policy and the show that millions of people were invested in was left without a home. Thankfully, there was someone to save the show. It was the time when the writers almost felt like the show wouldn't continue until Netflix came around and the 4th season of Cobra Kai premiered on one of the biggest streaming platforms. It was a huge leap from YouTube to Netflix, we must say, but it was all worth it. The show already had a pretty good fan following, so everyone loved it on Netflix too, and it quickly became equal to Money Heist and Lucifer in popularity. It truly depicts how great of a storyline Cobra Kai has. But fans were still unsure of whether the 5th season of Cobra Kai will be released or not because of the evident backlash. As karate is a very important part of Japanese culture, some are concerned of the lack of Japanese representation in the series, and the fact that sometimes the culture of Japan is completely disregarded in the show. A lot of natives have also pointed out some very big flaws in the pieces of scripts used in the series. The Japanese written in these pieces doesn't make any sense to the story. It's as if the makers didn't put any effort into making the show authentic. This step outraged fans online, as many perceived it to be disrespectful towards Japanese culture. Oyama Peerless, a Twitter user, pointed out, "I feel invisible, overlooked and insulted." Same were the sentiments of most people who were aware of the origins of karate. It resulted in a pretty massive backlash and a campaign to ban Cobra Kai, but because of its huge fan following, the show survived. And now it's coming back, stronger than ever. Cobra Kai is a blend of satire and nostalgia that doesn't disappoint you. However, for the 5th season, things are looking pretty promising. Most people already knew that the 5th season was bound to be released, as the makers already announced how there were going to be at least 6 seasons of the show. So what can we expect from the next season? The shooting for Cobra Kai 5 started in September of last year, ended in December of 2021, and now the season is all set to be released. A lot sooner than expected, actually. You should also know that a trailer has been released recently, which is pretty interesting and tells us about what exactly is going to go down this season. The makers of Cobra Kai are pretty serious about their schedule, and they never let a whole year pass without releasing a new season. The 5th season is going to be released on the 9th of September 2022, which means it's going to break the legacy of releasing new seasons on New Year's. By the looks of it, the trailer gives us all the vibes of Karate Kid 2. Road trips and friendships and stuff was the real OG at that time, and the Karate Kid 2 covered it really well. Fans are hoping the same will happen with Cobra Kai Season 5. But this road trip will be unique because it will be the one of Johnny and Robbie, the ultimate father-son duo. They will be headed to Mexico for sure to look for Miguel. John Hurwitz said in an interview about the upcoming season, "There's a lot of intensity." So if you're a fan of the franchise, maybe some familiar faces will show up. Maybe not, but there is going to be a lot of karate. So was John hinting about a long-gone character from previous seasons? Or will we get to see a completely new story arc this season? Well, time will tell, but for now things seem pretty promising for the show, as it obviously has the hype of being among the top 10 Netflix series. The last season literally got a 95% rating on Rotten Tomatoes, which is like the best thing that could happen to a series. It also had a viewership of around 107.81 million hours in just a week, which is a lot. Ralph Macchio literally carried the 4th season on his shoulders with his character Daniel LaRusso. He is also doing the same in the 5th season. However, his recent statements have also sparked some controversy. Despite being an integral part of the Karate Kid franchise, Ralph isn't a fan of Karate Kid 2 at all, which many fans find weird. He said that, "I felt the story was only repeating itself and that the characters were not moving forward. But now that the new seasons are reincarnating all the archaic villains, things are getting pretty interesting for Ralph." Ralph, in another interview, said that the last 4 seasons were pretty big, but this one is going to be grand, and its storyline is unique too. He shared, "It's bigger and more entwined." Ralph also compared Cobra Kai's new season to a soap opera, saying that it takes you on a roller coaster ride and you think you might be going left, but actually you're not. Ralph himself got surprised when he went through the script, as it is highly unpredictable and new. Another big star of the show is going to be in the next season, which is, yes, you guessed it, Jacob Bertrand. He has been a constant in Cobra Kai, and the way his character and story has grown is simply amazing. He has now become an absolute fan favorite character of the show, and everyone legit loves him. Bertrand is pretty busy these days in promotions of the new Cobra Kai season and his personal life. But considering the hype behind the show, it sounds like it doesn't need promotions. Jacob Bertrand also seems pretty invested and involved in the new collection of merchandise, and he was also recently seen promoting athletic wear and hoodies of Cobra Kai. These promotions were done in reference to the collaboration of Champion and Cobra Kai. Bertrand said that the representatives of Collection came to him and said, "Hey, we'd love to partner with you for this, and you could do some cool videos." He obviously replied, "Yeah, this is awesome. I love Champion stuff. It was pretty fun." He recently gave an interview in which he spilled some beans about the show, and we're so here for it. He obviously cannot share the detailed plot, but he certainly hinted on a lot of things. He also added how cautious and afraid he was that he was going to give spoilers while talking. Bertrand added, "Oh gosh, what can I say without getting fired?" He laughed and then did drop some hints about the upcoming season of Cobra Kai. According to Bertrand, there are going to be some pretty amazing fights in the next season, and we can also expect to see a whole different story arc of Johnny. It seems like Johnny has the coolest storyline in the new season, so everyone is excited to see him on screen. Bertrand himself is working really hard in the new season because there are some pretty crazy fight sequences. He shared, "I had to practice for like 2 weeks because one fighting scene had crazy kicks and it was really hard." Well, he must have gone sore after practicing a kick for 2 weeks straight. He did spill some facts about his own character, but didn't give away all of it. He added, "My shirt will come off at some point in the season." Okay, that's all the information we need to binge watch the new season. Bertrand also said about his character in the same interview that his character will pass away, which shocked the audience. But that was obviously a joke, as he topped it off with a smirk. But was it really a joke? We'll have to find out. The last season of Cobra Kai was severely delayed, mainly because of the pandemic and because it took a lot of time for them to film the fight sequences. The producers and creators don't like to use CGI a lot in the series, so most fight sequences are very real. But this time, Cobra Kai is here to make up for the delay, and its new season is going to be released a lot sooner than expected to capitalize all the hype around the last season. This new season will start with quite a lot of rivalries, and it's highly possible that these rivalries will be solved by the end of the season. However, the makers have a habit of leaving the show on a cliffhanger, so we don't really know what to expect. Let it be Johnny and Daniel, Sam and Tori, or Miguel and Kyla. Everyone is at each other's throat, and this new season is going to be a lot more exciting because of these budding rivalries. As usual, all episodes will drop on Netflix in one day, so we don't even have to wait. On top of that, the new season covers a theme of how Silver is franchising the dojo in the valley. Johnny wants to fight him back, but obviously can't do it alone, so he turns back to his arch-nemesis, chosen so together they can fight Silver. Most characters of the show will be seen in the new season, and the lead is all the same. Despite all the controversies, the new season is all set to launch, and so far its storyline looks pretty exciting. Now that Silver has completely taken over Cobra Kai, things are going to be a lot more stronger and interesting, and we are so here for it. The question like, will Miguel ever find his real father, and will Daniel be able to retrieve Cobra Kai from the hold of Silver, are going to be answered in the new season. It's going to be packed with action, as the two of our leading stars revealed it is going to be a lot bigger and better than ever. Now all that's left to do is wait. So let's stay tuned for September, because Cobra Kai is here to save the day. What are your expectations from the new season of Cobra Kai? Do you expect big things, or are you already bored of the show? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Bye guys!